All right, hello everyone. Coming at you, giving you a game between Hawk and Foggy. I do apologize to my Twitch viewers. The game crashed halfway through, just because I moved my mouse over here, and well, I have to cast it all over again. So, Lord McWilliams, thank you for sticking with me. Forgot about all the smaller talk that I was talking about. Oh, yeah, it seems as though some people or some tournaments are saying that in late November, WarCraft 3 Reforged will be part of the tournament. That is a surprise, as Blizzard has yet to announce the actual street date for WarCraft 3. More information on that as it becomes available. If any of you guys are actually going to BlizzCon or knows of anyone going to BlizzCon, well, keep me posted on any news. I will be following the news as well. Wish I could attend, but I've been reaching out to Blizzard. Haven't heard anything as of yet. But I do believe there is going to be some really big WarCraft 3 Reforged news coming out from that particular tournament. Perhaps some of the bigger names in WarCraft 3 casting will be there. I know the Back to Warcraft guys were invited last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if, say, they invited Rotterdam and Grubby in order to cast some of the events going on there. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove is going to go ahead and get trained up. Archer is going to get added in over here, and we'll see what particular strategy will be used with this Keeper of the Grove opening. The Keeper of the Grove was not a powerful hero choice for a very long time, but as of late, well, the Keeper of the Grove, after the latest patches, has been rather popular. With that said, though, it feels as though a lot more players know how to handle the Keeper of the Grove and its particular tactics. Archmage now running all the way out across here, going to clear out this 5-4-3 creep or 5-4-2 creep, 2-2 creep camp in order to get to level 2. However, let's take a look. Hawk may not trying to do a fast expansion. Let's take a look. There isn't a continual production of peasants, so they will most likely get back to work. A little bit of, well, extra insight for me just because I've already cast this part of the game. Now, the Tuskar are going to get finished off, leaving behind some trees or some priests and ice trolls here. Meanwhile, the Keeper of the Grove going to make its way over, try to cause a little bit of problem. Ents now joining in on the fight, and those Ents could well shut things down. Archmage now gets up to level 2. Brilliance Aura is in play. Additional mana to be had. Keeper of the Grove now making its way over, trying to finish off a Peasant. Peasant, however, double backing around and gets denied. Force of Nature, that 15 to 17 normal damage from 2 summoned units. Rather powerful and strong as one Force of Nature gets finished off. Peasant's going to try to head back in. This wall off, not that effective, as the forest itself seems to be attacking you. All right, let's take a look at this. More and more Force of Nature is now trying to head back here. Meanwhile, off to the north, the Ents are going to go ahead and continue to engage. Water Elemental unable to make it inside, as another Peasant could end up getting taken down. No, Peasant very low on hit points, able to back away down to 6. Meanwhile, additional Force of Nature is trying to make their way through. It looks as though that is going to get taken out, but the Archmage will still stick at level about 2.5. Foggy clearing out his opponent's creep camp, gonna get to level 2 here, and now has access to Entangle. Entangle allowing the Keeper of the Grove to easily pick off a fleeing unit or shut down a lone footman who, well, tries to do a little bit of scouting. Force of Nature down to 247 hit points. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove making its way over, gonna go ahead and, well, force a cancellation on that blacksmith, as that peasant will end up getting taken down. Is he going to be able to finish off any additional units? That is the question, as the Keeper of the Grove sitting at 50 mana. Back across here in the center portion of the map, Foggy being forced to retreat back with these archers, as the footmen are now, well, running their way across the field. Low hit point footman gonna go ahead and hide behind these great farms and wall inside the base, hoping to protect itself. Meanwhile, footman water elementals now making their way over here back to the bottom left hand side. Foggy with very good map awareness, well, wisp all across the map to figure out where his opponent is, but little does he know that Hawk is actually clearing out his own green creep camp. Archmage gonna get finished off here. Murloc, Huntsman all gonna get taken down. There goes 1, 2, 3, all finished off here. Keeper of the Grove is going to make its way through. Archer is going to try and slip back away. Keeper of the Grove absorbing a little bit of extra bonus damage. Archer as well going to be able to slip on through as the Keeper of the Grove going to run towards the main base. This scout tower, it may not be able to become completed in time. Meanwhile, Barracks in at 29/30. No additional supply available to hire up any units. Meanwhile, Archmage gets to level 3 and now going after the Murloc Huntsman here. Alright, this may be a rather questionable move. Keeper of the Grove in the middle of the field, in addition to that Alchemist, will be bringing up the rear as Peasants now getting taken down. Scout Tower down to 65 hit points, gonna start to get repaired. And it looks like it will be just fine after it canceled its upgrade. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Altar of Kings not yet hired, or nope, now training up a Mountain King as the Alchemist and the Keeper of the Grove look to back away. Off to the north, a squad of archers now gonna push on through. Archmage does have Dust of Appearance, so well, Shadow Meld not gonna work nearly as well. Meanwhile, back down to the south, Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now gonna push on through. A big acid bomb splashing across multiple units, causing damage over time. A lot of low hit point units by Hawk trying to hide in the very back portion. Meanwhile, the Peasants and the Footmen gonna be able to finish off those Ents there. Archmage still chasing after units on the other side here, gonna just force them to retreat as the Keeper of the Grove and the Alchemist now looking to regroup. Staff of Teleportation, Keeper of the Grove teleports back home, heals back up with 3 Moonwells and ready to venture forth once more. We'll see where that Keeper of the Grove travels next, as the Archmage may have a little bit of a bad time engaging in the center portion of the map. Keeper of the Grove now still heading back over here to the top right. So far, Ancient of War perhaps trying to do a slow expansion over here at this gold mine. It is a 5-4, 2-2 creep camp, so it is going to be a little bit difficult to try and clear it out without that army. Meanwhile, Mountain King, by his lonesome self, clearing out a 5-4-4 creep camp, will be able to get to level 2 here with no problem whatsoever. And with level 2, Thunderclap and Stormbolt are both available. Especially with that potion of greater mana, problems could arise. Alright, Acid Bomb across multiple units here. Ents joining in on the fight. Peasants taking a lot of damage. That negative armor, coupled with that damage over time, can cause a lot of problems. Archmage now making its way through. Footmen down across over here. They are also low on hit points, as the, Alchemist losing much of its mana now. Alright, more damage getting added in. Keeper of the Grove should be getting out of dodge, so to speak. He's in a very tough situation. An additional clap in order to get that Alchemist down. He gets taken out. We are at tier 2. Arcane Sanctum now training up a Priest. Priest perhaps going to hold back and heal up the rest of the army. Meanwhile, Mountain King going to try and, get to level 3 here. I don't believe it will be able to do exactly that. Low hit point Footman down to 19 hit points, could have been easily taken out, but the Null Warden, doesn't prioritize low hit point units. Back down to the south here, Keeper of the Grove, Ogre Magi, all these units now making their way through. Ogre Magi will get taken down. Tuskar Trapper looking to finish off some units. Ring of Protection +4 on that Keeper of the Grove as a Tree of Life now getting constructed. Looks like there is the leftover remains of an Ancient of War. It was taken out trying to clear out this creep camp earlier, but perhaps got a bit distracted. No more Ancients of War. The only things that are left are 2 Ancients of Lore for production buildings from Foggy. Now, as both sides are massing up their proper units, let's take a look at the supply count. 44/48 compared to 40/60. We are fairly even, as we are looking also at the Tree of Life now making the slow walk over to the expansion location. Archmage going to try and clear out this creep camp. Sobi mass now onto that Mountain King, and a Mountain King with mana is a sight to behold and a threat. If that Mountain King is able to get into the right spots, land some critical Stormbolts, as I expect, things could go awry very quickly. Alright, let's take a look at this. Unit's now going to come back down across here. Unfortunately, you're taking a look at Foggy in a tough location. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove, both of those units are going to be able to pull back here in just a moment. A handful of units are left behind. Dryad going to get finished off. Let's take a look. More damage going across. One archer now taken down. Another archer could get taken down here in just a second. No, leaving behind all of those units as the Ents will be taken out. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove and the Goblin Alchemist sticking by a little bit too long, but able to still get an additional peasant there as the Goblin Zeppelin, well, could be in a bit of a situation. Let's take a look back at what's going to be happening here. Overall supply count, we are looking at 39 over 60 compared to 39 over 48. Arcane towers, scout towers, all right here, ready to go. Keeper of the Grove here as well. Both of them going to be taking or losing a lot of precious mana as the Rifleman going to be joining in on the fight, and the Priest going to be doing in some healing as well. Now this Goblin Zeppelin down to 156 hit points. As long as it doesn't get killed above these trees, everything should be fine and dandy for him. Mountain King making its way back over, able to push back those Dryads. Meanwhile, it looks as though there are a handful of priests are here. Arcane Tower also here as well to cause a little bit of problem if that Goblin Zeppelin lives to, well, or looks to fight for another day. Mountain King unable to Stormbolt any priority targets. Meanwhile, the Sobi Mask could be transferred over to give that Archmage additional mana regeneration since the Mountain King is already at max. Back down to the south, Footman now making its way over here to the Entangled Goldmine, trying to shut it down. This is down to 700 hit points already. The peasants are now, or the footmen are now trying to reposition themselves in a way where they're not getting attacked by that Ancient of War. Back across here, Zeppelin maybe coming across, looking to do a little bit of damage repairs. Are we going to see heals onto that priest? A little bit of Arcane Tower feedback damage. Mountain King trying to dip on in here. Is going to be able to shut anything off. Let's take a look. Goblin Zeppelin down to 136 hit points, down to 70 hit points. And with that Goblin Zeppelin, well, getting a lucky break there. If the Arcane Towers had actually focused on it earlier, well, things could have gone very, very poorly. Meanwhile, the Tree of Life, while entangling the gold mine, still able to deal a lot of damage to those footmen. Foggy uprooting his Ancient of War, which was acting as a bit of a guardian right there. All right, Goblin Zeppelin looking to head back away. I don't see any flying machines from workshops or Griffin aviaries, so that Goblin Zeppelin play looks like it will be able to stick around and cause more problems. Ed's now ready to join in on the fight. Dual Arcane Towers, triple Arcane Towers trying to finish things off here. Arcane Towers could get finished off here rather fast. Meanwhile, the expansion, the Entangled Goldmine will not finish getting entangled once again. Arcane Tower now removing precious mana away from the Keeper of the Grove and also from that Alchemist, now going after the summoned units, knowing that they will also fall quickly as well. Riflemen joining in on the fight. Peasants now trying to head back every which way. Alchemist does not have a Scroll of Town Portal, neither does the Keeper of the Grove. And well, this is going to be a Goblin Zeppelin pickup in a hot zone right here. All right, there goes a Dryad now. Keeper of the Grove looks like it will be able to slip away. No anti-air units, no sight up onto the high ground. And without sight onto the high ground, it looks like this Goblin Zeppelin will be able to live and fight another day. Stormbolt finishes off. All those Wisps are now down. Goblin Zeppelin down to 278 hit points. Wants to be repaired, wants to unload its cargo, but does not have the option for either. Foggy is sitting at 42 over 70. The economic advantage starting to take root, so to speak, as his army is able to be replenished faster. However, the other army is also a little bit more split up. Foggy, what is he doing? A lone Dryad here just turned around, could easily get picked off. No. Meanwhile, the Dryads here are going to get picked off as well. Peasants trying to finish off some units. Acid Bomb finishing them off, as well as the peasants are all pretty much down now. Hawk in serious trouble. No more working peasants. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove losing some precious mana. Militia now being called back over. Repairs may be in order as it is trading a main base for the natural expansion. Where is the Archmage? Archmage now shows up to the party. There goes one archer now. Another archer could get taken down. Let's take a look at this. There goes another one as well. Back off to the top right. Keeper of the Grove trying to fight his way through. Looks like he'll be able to take down another peasant as a Dryad is saved. All right. Is the rifleman going to be able to perhaps try and pick off that last low hit point unit? The attack animation a little bit too long to try and drop that Dryad in a good location, as the expansion looks like it will get taken down. Mountain King sitting at level 3. Peasants now looking to back up. Keeper of the Grove sitting at 197. Let's take a look there. No Dryad. One Dryad off over here. Alchemist, however, was going to welcome it with open arms. Peasant or Mountain King now going after all of those wisps, as we now see a Scroll of Town portal heading back home. Mountain King going to be getting into position. There you go. And oh, the Goblin Zeppelin was taken out by the Water Elementals and the Archmage with Rifleman. It was shot out of the sky, giving level 4 death and level 2 death. Mountain King almost at level 5, and now Hawk is going to try and strike while he has the opportunity. Foggy significantly behind now. 34 supply over 60. Not yet resurrecting anything. As the Wisp are now heading back here. Expansion now gone. Heroes now gone, but Hawk, well, Hawk only has 4 peasants at this time. He needs to train them back up. He wants to get back up to full saturation. And what's this? Foggy still has an ace in the sleeve, ace up the sleeve with these mountain giants, these riflemen. Yes, they are piercing damage, and normally that is what you want to do against strong melee units, except for the fact that those melee units have such high hit points and the proper armor type that the riflemen's shot hardly deals any damage. Altar of Elders could end up getting taken down here as well. Let's take a look. There goes one Wisp, and we are still seeing more fights getting underway. This Alchemist could end up getting taken down. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Dryad trying to push back through. Ents still joining in on the fight. 3 Ents joining in here. Keeper of the Grove sitting at level 4. Mountain Giants with those giant clubs could actually deal a large bit of damage going after this one keep here. All right, a bit of a base race now in order. Mountain King is, well, deep in enemy lines to try and finish off this Tree of Eternity. Meanwhile, back across here, Ents now looking to finish off some of these arcane towers. Only 2 towers are left. All right, finishing off all of these units is going to be important. Mountain King in position. Archmage at level 5. Mountain King perhaps could make its way off over here and try to get in a couple of Stormbolts as well. Loss in mining already as the Archmage teleports back home. All right, Stormbolt on to the Alchemist. Alchemist gets staffed to Preservation. Lucky move, or a well-timed move there, as we're looking at more perhaps Stormbolts to try and finish off this Mountain Giant. Mountain Giant could be in trouble. Is it going to try to head back every which way? We could have a 4-unit surround. Mountain King follow-up Stormbolt should not be too far. But the Mountain Giant, wow, looks like he may actually be able to get away. All right, let's take a look at this. Once again, not moving the units in the right direction, causing Hawk to not be able to finish off a high supply unit. 38 supply compared to 39. Both sides are about even, as we are now once again building up an expansion by Foggy. Rifleman 1-0 upgrades. Priests are adept trained. Rifleman will be able to easily finish off these Polar Furbolg trackers and these Tuskar units down across here. Mountain King sitting at level 4. Will it get to level 5? That is actually the big question. There goes one. There goes the other. Mountain King at 5. And 5-5 going up against a 4-2. Well, normally I would give the advantage to the 5-5, but Foggy may actually be able to finish off this keep. No repairs as of yet. Archmage shows up to the party. Mountain King trying to perhaps get off a Stormbolt. Stormbolt onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove now in serious trouble. There's a Thunderclap right there. Mountain King, Alchemist, both sides with Staff of Preservation. There's a Scroll of Town portal in order to get away. Stormbolt on the Mountain Giant. Is the Mountain Giant going to be able to escape? Yes, it will. And with that, Hawk now no longer has a base. Hawk, after taking out a level 4 and a level 2 hero, now loses his main base. He was able to shut down an expansion, but Foggy has now quickly rebuilt it, and it is 2 bases to 0. At this stage, well, Foggy can just try and perhaps sit inside his base, make sure that his opponent doesn't have an expansion, and knowing that, force the fight to come to him. By forcing the fight to come to him, he would have the advantage on trees and buildings that also auto attack back. On top of that, if he was back across over, closer here, the Ancient of Lore and perhaps the Ancient or Druids of the Claw would be able to, join back in and reinforce onto those fights a bit early. Foggy now looking to clear up the remainder of this creep camp and win this game. Meanwhile, back on the other side, a Tree of Life will get taken down. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. Down to 38 hit points, down to 26, down to 2, down to dead, as those pair of water elementals making the game at least 1 base to 0. Still had a 5,500 gold left in the gold mine. Let's take a look at another Mountain Giant. Mountain King, does he have Boots of Speed? Is he going to be able to Stormbolt that unit? That is going to be critically key if the Mountain King can Stormbolt that unit there. Staff of Preservation quickly saves though. Scroll of Town Portal now being used as well. There's a Thunderclap to deal damage across all those units as they try to live and fight another day. 15 seconds left on that, on that Scroll of Town Portal. Being used here. Meanwhile, let's take a look. Archmage, Mountain King, both sitting at level 5. Hero level advantage, definitely going to Hawk. Foggy, however, has the economic advantage, and the longer this game goes, the better it will become for Foggy. Ogre Magi looking to finish off, or get finished off here. There is the Alchemist now sitting at level 3. Level 2 Acid Bomb and or level 3 level 2 Healing Spray, both extremely effective, as the Mountain Giant still wanders off to the north. Alright, Mountain King joining in on the fight here, looking to finish off more units. Ice Troll Berserker, Ice Troll High Priest, both of those will get taken down. Archmage is sitting at level 5 with healing wards. Meanwhile, Foggy is clearing out a difficult creep camp, a little bit more of a desperation attempt. He knows that he needs to get back into this game, and with that, he needs to take a little bit more risky maneuvers. Otherwise, he's going to outright lose. All right, Priests and Sorceresses are making their way back out. Let's take a look. Alchemist down to 474 hit points. Finishes off a unit there and should be able to finish off another Ogre Magi here in just a second. Keeper of the Grove will not get to level 5, though. That could potentially be a problem. Mountain Giants, once again, joining in on the fight. Is going to try and grab a tree. And yes, it is going to go ahead and grab a tree as well to take down all of these farms. Meanwhile, Alchemist is at 3. Keeper of the Grove is at 4. Let's take a look back down here. Rifleman, Archmage, Priest, Sorceresses on the move. Let's take a look. No more mining anywhere to be had. Mountain Giant down to 712 hit points. Another Stormbolt could be lined up and ready to go if it's able to finish it off. But what you don't want to see is a Stormbolt followed by a very quick Staff of Preservation. That's the worst thing you could possibly see right now, as the Mountain King is going after another target. All right, let's take a look. Mountain Giant down to 117 hit points, down to 99, down to 22, down to 18, down to dead now. Meanwhile, this expansion just now getting up as the Mountain King is swing on by and perhaps spot that his opponent is trying to expand right here. Keeper of the Grove is at 5. Alchemist is at 3, on the cusp of level 4. Archmage is at 5, almost level 6 here, as the Rifleman can just turn back around and just start shooting at those forces of nature. Alchemist does not want to be spotted anywhere near the human army right now, since he is afraid of these Riflemen, that range damage, and because of the sheer mass, able to deal so much damage before his melee units even get within range. Units playing run around the ramp and map right now, as the Dryads are going to go ahead and dive on heads first into Hawk space. Hawk has not mined for quite some time. Is he going to be able to get anything out of it? Another Staff of Preservation saves, and Foggy has been denying so much experience from an Archmage who could potentially be level 6. All right, denying that there right now. Alchemist, Keeper of the Grove, low on hit points. Stormbolt onto the Alchemist. Alchemist gets Staff of Preservation away. Mountain King still bringing up the rear, walking around very quickly. Should be able to get off a Stormbolt as well. Does not get the Stormbolt off. Dryad purposely gets into harm's way to try and, well, survive the next onslaught.
A player's forces are under attack.
All right. Dryads. Keeper of the Grove. Mountain King now looking to back up. Archmage, is he going to be able to execute a proper turnaround? Foggy with this expansion over here on the top left as well, as there are still more Mountain Giants to be had. Mountain Giants taking a large amount of damage. Let's see, are they going to end up getting taken down? Mountain Giants still chasing after all of these units, and perhaps, yes, the Mountain Giant down to 1,600 hit points. Archmage trying to get in front, unable to do so, as the Keeper of the Grove is still, well, playing a bit of protection and entangling many of these riflemen. Quick Dispel Magic to try and finish it off here. Keeper of the Grove way, and we are looking at the Mountain King still trying to chase after all of these units again. Mountain King unable to land a Stormbolt. No, gets a Stormbolt off, but the Staff of Preservation, this time from Alchemist, saves that low hit point hero. All right, so far, back and forth throughout this match. No clear winner as of yet. Alchemist now teleporting back as well and trying to regroup. No, sorry, that was a teleport back onto the Alchemist. We're looking for a big regroup. Mountain King, Stormbolt onto the Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove now down to 530 hit points. Mountain King is going to be able to use that Potion of Mana. No, he already used it, and that's the question, folks. When do you use that Potion of Greater Mana? Staff of Preservation saves again. Foggy pretty much denying the Mountain King his mana by constantly saving those other units, and that is going to be it. Hawk gives the GG. Foggy takes the game, even though Hawk had the higher hero score. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.